If Yoffe could play the guitar, if Yoffe could play the guitar, he could just lift up his paws, straighten down on the strings. If his claws could just pluck 'em, make 'em go fling. Knock out a few bars, I'd sing and finger the chord. If Yoffe could play the guitar, Yoffe could play the guitar. Well, he'd have room to run, have so much fun, wouldn't need a collar or a leash. He'd ride in Cadillacs, there's nothing he'd lack, and he'd feast on T-bones and quiche. He would, and he'd feast on T-bones and quiche. Well, he'd jam with the pros, play Adagio, judge beauty pageants sponsored by ale. He'd march in parades and wear orange shades. Winners would hinge on the wag of his tail. Winners would hinge on the wag of his tail. If Yoffe could play the guitar, if Yoffe could play the guitar. But he was no longer humble, was not rough and tumble with the other dogs in the park. He became introspective and very reflective, and shunned attention with a supercilious bark. He did. He shunned attention with a supercilious bark. Well, he snapped and he growled and he snarled and he howled, and he bared his sharp-biting teeth. And his driver he quit, and his fleet-comber split. His empire it crumbled beneath. It did. His empire it crumbled beneath. If Yoffe could play the guitar, if Yoffe could play the guitar, if he could lift up his paws, straighten down on the string, if his claws could just pluck 'em, make 'em go fling. Knock out a few bars, I'd sing and finger the chord. If Yoffe could play the guitar, if Yoffe could play the guitar. Well, he eschewed chewing shoes, got the low-down blues, abused TV sports and cartoons, backed horses named Spud, lapped up the bud, and insulted rabbis and gurus. Oh yeah, he insulted rabbis and gurus. Well, he got so desperate, he teamed up with a cat, or was usurped by a burping mouse. Now cold and down, he scavenged and scrounged, barked out the Blue Danube by Strauss. He did, barked out the Blue Danube by Strauss. If Yoffe could play the guitar, if Yoffe could play the guitar. Now he slumped back to his pals, and they traded bow-wows, slipped into his old familiar place, where there was plenty of treats, round the clock heat, and his tongue sloshed across my glad face. It did, his tongue sloshed across my glad face. Yes, he prefers rawhide shoes to the evening news, cowgirls to the Super Bowl, and regular petting to off-track betting, and a kind word to the state of his soul. Yeah, a kind word to the state of his soul. If Yoffe could play the guitar, if Yoffe could play the guitar, if he could just lift up his paws, straighten down on the string, if his claws could just pluck 'em, make 'em go fling. Knock out a few bars, I'd sing and finger the chord. If Yoffe could play the guitar, if Yoffe could play the guitar.